All right, we're live. Welcome everyone to I guess a spur of the moment, spontaneous Brickitect Live episode. I switched the title from, what was it, Sort Life Daily, just to Brickitect Live. I feel like that's all encompassing. We have a couple guests with us here. They have BFab in the middle. We also have Jim Blade, the Ninjago expert, which I don't think you can even see your full name. No, which way do you guys like better in this?
I think this looks better. It's kind of too zoomed out on the other format.
Yeah, I think so. I think with 4 people it works best. We need another person to join us. Who wants to join us today? Leave your you want to have someone come in just randomly?
I can do that if you
Yeah, let's how about Rogue? Rogue's here.
Oh yeah.
Let's get Rogue in if he wants to join. That'd be cool. I'm not really doing anything today. I just want to jump in and like do a stream because it's been a little bit. And I get comments all the time from people who are like, "Hey, where's the streams? I'm bored." Including Jim Blade.
Yeah,
I left one comment.
I'm kidding. It's fine. It's fine. Also, I'm no longer streaming on Twitch. I was trying to find a way to stream mobily, if that's even a word, where you can stream from to both platforms. And the video that I watched said that once you become a Twitch affiliate, which I did, where people can donate, you're not allowed to multi-stream if you're going to be.
That is correct. Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. But I'm not fully committed to Twitch to the point where I'm just going to be like, all my content's going to be on Twitch.
Yeah. I sent you a link.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I feel like my gaming channel will be more appropriate to stream on Twitch and then upload to YouTube. So what I read is that you can stream to Twitch and you can share that content elsewhere, but you have to wait 24 hours to do it, which really doesn't work well for a live stream. Which is why I think a lot of the Twitch guys, they'll do their stream on Twitch
and do a highlight video on YouTube.
And then do a highlight video a couple days later on YouTube.
Like Ryan does, yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I end up doing on my gaming channel anyway, because I usually don't keep the streams up. And if there's something funny that happens, I make it a video. So I might do that there. But I think it's a tough draw to get people to jump platforms with you to somewhere else.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to kind of just leave YouTube for streams and stuff, because it's just not, YouTube isn't the best place to do that.
But you just need to find some millionaires to donate to you. Then you'll do it again every single day.
On YouTube or on Twitch?
On YouTube.
Both? I mean, if someone did donate $1 million
donations every stream,
that would be yeah. I'd be like, 24-hour stream is on $1 million. Let's do it. How long would you stream for $1 million?
I would do it for a week.
I would you can't. You have to stay live. I guess you'd have to sleep at some point.
I mean, I would just have a lot of caffeinated drinks and wait, can you leave this area or no?
Would you do? Yeah, you'd have to, right? Like, how long would you stream?
I could be in bottles. I mean,
a year of your life for $1 million would be definitely worth it, right? Like, if you had to do something every day for a year, especially if it's something that's fairly easy and entertaining like this.
Yeah,
I think of a lot worse things. You have a donation here from Brent. He says we should talk predictable winners of Lego Masters. Should we get into that right away, you think, or should we save that to the end for the spoiler?
Let's save that towards the end. We'll save it towards the end.
I wasn't thrilled with Lego Masters the way it went
down.
Okay
with it. I'm okay.
I wasn't. I was ring.
I kind of saw it going the way that it was going to go, without saying too much, and I thought
something else was going to happen.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that then.
We talked to Iceberg last night for the Bricks and Bits podcast, and he said some things on there that kind of he didn't spoil it, but he said what the show is looking for. And the idea of a storyline, and it just really led me down this path that I kind of predicted what was going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of reality shows are like that.
Jaden said I was disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. I was okay with it.
I mean, the show was still good in my opinion. It's just I don't know.
Season 2 though, are we
No season 2. Come on.
Well, I mean, they had a commercial during the thing last night. It says, "Are you interested in becoming the next Lego Master? Apply now at LegoMaster.com."
Oh, no.
So they're predicting a season 2, whether it actually happens or not. It's
you with the ratings? The ratings were not good. So
I don't care, BFAB.
Well, I mean, network care.
You may not care, but the people that are trying to make money from having the show definitely care. So if the ratings were bad, I mean, for all you know, though, they could be like, "Hey, do you want to be on the next season?" And then say it doesn't pan out. They really have nothing to lose,
Yeah. No. Plus, Lego Masters is a very cheap show to make compared to a lot of other reality shows.
Yeah, I was shocked. You guys, you'll have to tune in to Bricks and Bits this weekend. it was really interesting here from someone that was on the show and all like the behind the scenes and all this stuff. And I asked all the questions that I wanted to ask, like about Will Arnett and what he does when, you know, they're there for 8 hours. Like I wanted to know, does he like leave and then like they bring him back in for like 15 minutes at a time and whatnot? But Iceberg said he stayed there the whole time, which is kind of interesting.
Really? I got told something different by a Lego master who's drunk on a live stream. He said everything with Will Arnett is staged. That's what he said.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what he said on it. He was clearly drunk. It was like 3 a.m. He decided to go live. And I said, how much of the show was staged? Because I was trying to get info. He was like, everything with Will Arnett was staged. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess his jokes and stuff. I mean, maybe they practice those. I just want to know like what they did with all the time. Do you stand there and watch someone build for 8 hours, or like what do you do? He goes to his trailer and drinks.
I'd be like, I'm out of here, guys.
We have a donation from Snack Savant. Says, hey, Greg, been watching with my 7-year-old son, Drake. He's your biggest fan. Well, thank you, Snack Savant and Drake. I like your chicken and waffles avatar there, too.
Beautiful.
Pretty cool. Thank you for the donation.
I'm a vegan. I think that's beautiful. So,
is that vegan? Yeah, I guess it is. Right?
Probably not.
Well, chicken. Definitely not. Probably not. What if it's chicken flavoring though? Made in.
That's the thing. You never know. Like a lot of these stuff this day and age is all artificial, so you can never even really tell.
Okay. You just got to eat like vegetables, and you know you're clear.
That's also how you remain miserable. But clearly, it hasn't worked for me because you know, there's a thing called bread, and that's why now I literally carry my fat in like a little wheelchair. Like it hangs over.
Oh
I
my
just,
God.
push it along, you know.
Hey, we have a Dave spotting. Welcome, Dave.
You joined at the perfect time. We were talking about how I basically plucked around my fat. So.
A little cup of tea. Yeah. When you join the stream, we're talking about wheelbarrowing your fat around. It's never a good sign. George says, do you want to invite Instagram users? Yeah, we've got 4 people now, and if Rogue comes, that's gonna be 5. So that'll be it for this one. But Jim Blade and I, we had a good time doing this stream. Weekend. It was a good time.
I was gonna try to prank you with Jim Blade. I'm like, Jim Blade's not gonna send me an invite. I was gonna go in there with Bonquisha and totally just screw with people.
That would have been funny if you came in as Bonquisha. I think people would have been upset though that like we wasted a slot for that.
Probably.
But the humor alone would have been worth it, and we could have probably made a highlight video out of it. You're like, hey girl, I've been watching you for weeks.
Greg, are you single?
Oh my God.
How do we get from when I clicked to join here, there was some Lego Master conversation going on, and then it was like wheelbarrowing fat, and now Von Quisha.
Welcome to adding BFAB to your streams. Welcome. Well, we were going to do the Lego Masters for a little bit later because I imagine there's a couple people that haven't watched it yet. But we're gonna talk about. I think we're all kind of disappointed with how it went down. But
speak for yourself.
You liked it?
I liked it.
Okay.
It feels way too rushed. That's the kind of dilemma that they ran into. They spent so much time focusing more on the builds this time than actually the finale. That's kind of the predicament that they ran into. It felt super rushed. Like
I will say, I liked all the builds.
It ended abruptly to me.
There's no anticipation or anything. So.
Yeah, it reminded me of a one of the live things, like when you have like American Idol or some like the live finale for something, how it basically cuts while they're still over there celebrating and everything. And so I'm guessing it was a design choice, like they wanted it to feel like that, but I don't think it came across that way.
I don't know why anybody would want it to feel like that. I just feel like they're like, oh wait, we have 43 minutes. Let's make this work.
Yeah, I think it worked out well. I was looking at the 3 models and I'm like, dude, all those are pretty awesome. So it was kind of up in the air. We do have a donation from Imperial Officer 7. Said found some CMF Series 20 blind bags for $344.
Yes, at Walmart.
Is that just the way they're going to be now? They're going to be $5, but always be. Okay.
At Walmart, they'll be at $344 all the time for now.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. That means they're technically about 50 cents cheaper than they otherwise would have been.
Look who we have with us here. We've got a Shy Time.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hear me? Oh, perfect. I'm just on a little quick 10, so I figured I'd jump on for a second.
Hey, fam.
What a smart man.
What up, fam?
Dedication.
Also, I keep hearing myself echoing. I don't know if anybody else hears.
I hear you echoing too.
Is it me?
Probably.
It might be me. Let me move my
No,
mic.
it was happening before.
Okay.
So
it's not bad enough
for me.
people to hate themselves.
Not this time, Shy. You're on the
echo,
hook.
or are we good?
Cool. Let's see.
We have a Hey Fam.
What it do, baby boo? Oh no, it's still there, but it's not bad.
We've got the Hey Fams happening.
Hey, fam, everybody can't see the chat.
So you're working right now.
I am on the 10, yes.
Okay.
Right before I head out, so
Okay.
I'm sitting in
He's
my
pulling a
car.
Rihanna and working.
Dang. Well, at least we got shy spotting in the house.
I was hoping to be off today, but I guess not.
Yeah, it was this. I wasn't planning to do a stream, but I was like this morning. I was like, hey, I should totally do a stream today. And then I was like editing videos, and I'm like, hey, I totally don't have time to do a stream today, but it's scheduled, so we're here.
Well, I'm happy
like,
you're streaming. I
think we're all happy. I think we all enjoy these streams.
I was saying to Jim Blade, we should just pick like a day each week and make that the day. Yeah,
Saturday.
Maybe Saturday would work.
For streaming?
I say we schedule it around my work schedule. I'll forward you my work schedule, Greg. And
I say we don't do that.
I'm like, okay, VPAP works on Saturday. Stream is Saturday. I'm kidding.
Yeah. What time do you start working, VPAP? We'll get the time locked down.
He's like, I don't know why, but like your streams always seem to be when I'm working. What's going on here? Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying they missed his streams. I had a blast with them. It just became like way too much. Like it's like everything in my life where I go all in on things and then it's just way out of balance. So I'm trying to find.
No, I get that. I get that. Like, I mean, doing it daily. That's why, like, for me, as much as it's fun doing it daily, I didn't think it was a good idea because, like, that's what happened last time, and then you got just burnt out. We all got burnt out.
Yeah, so. It depends where you're at in your life too. Like with a family and stuff and all that. If I was just a single dude, I could do this like 20 hours a day, and it wouldn't be there would be no consequences. You have an excuse
not to, right?
Yeah,
you either have to be doing that or making videos for what you do.
Yeah, that's why Jim Blade, you should be streaming all the time.
He doesn't have the motivation, the dedication.
Come on.
He's gonna keep doing Ninja Master and Jim Blade play Minecraft, and I'm like, I can't watch that. Sorry, Jim Blade, I tried.
I mean,
I 30 seconds I left.
It's something along those lines is a really good avenue. I mean, Minecraft stuff brings in a ton of watchers and content viewers and stuff.
Not if you're
Twitch might be a better platform for it.
Yeah.
Than YouTube, but even on YouTube or whatever, I think I will say that one comment. I know that you don't have a ton of people watching it when you're doing it live, Jim Blade. But it is very little to no interaction with the chat and the people watching, or describing or setting forth a plan or something. So it's almost like, the people watching it are a little bit of like voyeurs and just kind of looking into this world of Jim Blade and Ninja Master.
We read the chat.
Yeah, I see what Dave's saying. I can't really comment on the Jim Blade thing, but I do find that when you're live streaming, even when you're game live streaming on YouTube, at least people expect you to always be interacting with the chat and commenting back and forth. And sometimes that's hard to do when you're working on something, or like say you're playing a racing game, for example. It's like you can't just be like, hey, let me talk to this person in the chat as my car careens off a cliff. It's not easy. So I think that may be one of the differences between YouTube and Twitch is whereas I think Twitch people are just okay watching. YouTube, they expect if you're in the chat of YouTube, they 100% expect you to do nothing other than interact with them, even if you are very busy doing something else.
Yeah, that's why I can't do build live streams. Like people like you should build. I remember an inside live stream. I didn't build any of my sets. Everybody else built stuff. I didn't interact. I didn't interact. Chat, that was horrible, and I didn't build anything. It's just very hard to do.
That was me during the sort streams. I'm like, yeah, I'll get all the stuff sorted, but then I'm just spending all my time like popping out like comments and doing that kind of stuff. So I just decided I'm just going to make a series. It's going to be brickitectLIVE where I just sit down and talk. All right, Rogue is trying to join. We're looking for a 6th, and Rogue's he's on it.
He said, I'm gonna try to join on my phone, bro.
I will say, like, as much as I love streaming, the day that I took off, it was like Easter. I recorded videos that day, but I didn't like upload anything. And the Mrs. Brickitect video had already been recorded and like scheduled at that point. It was just nice to take a day where it's like, hey, I don't have to like be on, for an hour or 2 or 3 or whatever we were getting out of hand there with. And I just took the day off and I really enjoyed that. So I've been trying to do more of that. And it's honestly what I should be doing right now.
Balance.
And I know that's not what people probably want to hear, but I don't know, maybe things like this become more special too when you're not doing it 17 hours a week,
Yeah, if you do it 1 time a week or 2 times a week, I think people will still be happy. I mean, at this point, people are bored. Like, I've never seen Jim Blade initiate stream. Jim Blade's like, I'm bored. I need a private call or something like that. Jim Blade never does that. And so I'm like, oh, clearly Jim Blade is bored as crap right now. So.
Things are bad.
Jim Blade has actually joined 2 private calls. I know Jim Blade like maybe used to join like once every blue moon. Yeah, he's joined 2 this week. So Ooh,
I was going to join last night, but there were some other stuff home-wise that I had to take care of that came up. So.
Dave's in the same boat as I am. We have a rogue
Wait,
spotting,
you have something to do at like 10 at night, Dave?
When you got kids, sometimes they're needy at 1 o'clock in the morning.
There he is.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Got rogue. Yeah, Clark apparently. Clark came over to our bed last night. I somehow slept through this entire thing, but zombies were supposedly coming into his room, so he came into our bed, and that's where he was. I didn't hear any of this go down, other than I woke up and I realized I'm like, who is climbing on my back right now? Because Clark,
you had a foot in the middle of your back.
That's basically, yeah. Kids, they don't understand. They don't sleep in one spot. They're all over the place.
Oh my god!
Usually I get kicked in the face.
Yep. I feel like I wake up and I just got out of a fight or something like that. I'm in the morning. I'm like, oh man, how come I feel like I'm beat up? And I see my son next to me.
Dude, that's why when we get hotel rooms, I don't try to get the king size bed. I go for the two queens.
Two queens.
And then I get the bed for myself, and then I put Clark in the bed with Mrs. Brickitect. So I have.
All right, guys, my 10 is up. I need to get back to it.
All right, Sean. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for doing your hard work, Shy.
I'll be there in spirit.
Bye, fam.
All right, peace.
Poor Shy. He's a part of the life club. Dave is too, though. Dave has a life.
Yeah, it's been very busy, but good busy, right? I'm not going to be. I can't complain about the fact that I'm fortunate enough to have a job and a career path where. Me and all the people that work for me, in essence, all can maintain their job, maintain their income, continue to live their lives, even given this kind of a situation. I mean, we have it way better off than a lot of people do. So.
For sure. Yeah, just you're still working. It's kind of cool that we're in a place right now, technology wise, that you can still keep doing the essentials of your job without ever leaving your home.
Yeah. No,
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. If this would have happened. Just 2 or 3 years ago, it would have been drastically different than it is now.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to wonder, in my old job, I wonder if they're still paying people for being off. Cause I was salaried because I was a manager there, but all the employees were hourly. And it's hard to think that they would keep paying these people for months or however long this is going to be. Mm-hmm. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of companies laying people off. The government has I'm sorry, I'm not going to whatever, but there's a federal relief a stipend basically that if you get laid off as a temporary layoff, which means that you're committing to coming back once this thing is supposedly done, whenever that happens to be. Mm-hmm. The government right now is giving you $600 a week in addition to the unemployment that you have for being laid off.
That's pretty good because, I mean, not a lot of people have any kind of savings, and you lose your job for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
That can be drastic.
It starts to get real bad for you, and especially if you have rent to pay and you're buying groceries, you got kids, maybe they're wearing diapers. That's bad. I think we have a rogue now. Do we have a rogue?
Okay, we're going to try this one. If it makes a bad noise, I truly apologize.
If it makes a bad noise? What's a fat noise?
That's any noise you make, BFAB.
Okay, we should get Craggle in here too. Let me see if I can send him a thing.
How is everyone doing?
Good.
Not bad.
Another day in the life of the basement.
I'm trying to stop.
That's the life I want to live. Actually,
amazing.
I don't know. It's honestly, I've been kind of telling people it's as much as I refer to myself as an introvert, and you do as well, Greg, which is real interesting because getting all this and the public nature that this is as a system. I think to a lot of people goes, oh, these must be extroverted people, and we're not.
Yeah, I would say
you were the most extroverted person I ever know. You were walking up to people at convention. Oh, hi, I'm Dave, and you are this. And I'm like, dang.
It's all about the comfort level and the group of the people that were there. That is what made it that easy.
It's weird. Right now, I mean, there's 100 and some odd people here. Mm-hmm. It's very different sitting in your space where you're comfortable and talking to a camera or lens or microphone or whatever than it is to if we're in an auditorium and all these people are sitting in seats in front of us as we sit here and talk. It would be a very different experience.
If it was a Brickitect Live panel right now and we were all sitting up on a tiny little stage with a wave of people out there, I'm sure that we would all be having some major anxiety.
Oh yeah. I'd run away. I'd be like, "Hey, Greg, it's nice knowing you. See ya."
It's very abstract when you think about it, right? Sure, there's people watching this, but are there really? Like, it just feels like it's just a digital thing. But
I mean,
there
half
are
of these are
actually
probably
people.
bots anyways. I see them.
Yeah.
What's up? Hi, how?
And you don't really notice it until you start inviting them, and then you start, like we did that community stream, you start seeing the people that are there, and it's like, wow, these are actually people that watch this. It's not just a text thing. Craggle, I sent you a invite on Instagram to Mr. Craggle.
Good old Graham.
Hey, Rogue, that set to the left, is that a pirate set or is that a Ewok Village?
This
Ewok
is the 2013 Ewok Village, one of my most coveted sets they own.
I love that. That thing looks amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah, I used to work for Lego, and I just joined at the time, and yeah, they were. So I was lucky enough to get one of these because when I joined, they were just retiring, so I quickly got one because it's a set I always wanted as a kid, and yeah, I remember just building it for a whole day, and it was amazing. And I've just been getting back my old sets out and putting them back on display, and it took about 2 hours to dust this thing, but it was worth it.
That's the kind of set that, like, I wish they did more things like that. Like, okay, here's a scene or a setting, like it looks complete. Like it's a little village city thing.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
It's got this extra troops you can move, and I've added some extra Ewoks in, but what's something nice you can actually, if I can show this, I'll hold this bit up. What I'll do is I'll remove the bridge. There we go. And this one, for example, has a little sliding door in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can drop Ewoks down the slide. They come up the bottom. I'll show that better. It's just a nice, fun little playset, really. And again, it's something I don't think they're going to do again for a while. Just I don't know.
That's the closest thing we had to that was like Cloud City, probably.
I think what stands out the most is like that is a true playset, but I feel like the way in which Lego goes about all their playsets now is that they're all a facade, where you've got this very finished front on it, and then the back's just completely wide open, and that's how you play. It's dollhouse play.
I can see that in some sets. Yeah, like I've got Jurassic World sets next to it, and there was that big manor set for the second film, and it looked great from the front, but then there were no walls.
Yep. And this here, you got like you can totally play with that entire thing. Like, there's a lot of
twist
there, but it looks good at every angle.
And it's really nice, and I love the little net. You've got Chewbacca in on the right. That's a really fun bit, and this part opens up as well, so we get some space inside and little cannons down the bottom and scout troop. It's really, really cool, and the only set to include Endor Leia, who's up there.
It's cool.
Which is a figure I always wanted.
Nice.
So
we've got a new gentleman has entered the arena here. Cut the Craggle, the greatest beard on the internet.
Boo, get him off!
Also, we have a donation from Polybricks that says, "I swear I actually watch your videos." Well, thank you, Polybricks. I appreciate that.
I'm glad, Polly. I didn't know you watched my videos. I didn't know you were such a fan.
You wasn't talking about you, BFAB. Now everything's about you.
She watches BFAB's videos to go over and dislike them.
I do that too.
Oh, Jim Blade does that too. She's not the only one. Welcome, Mr. Craggle.
Thank you. How's everyone doing?
We're good.
Good. Doing well.
Trying to revive the series here without getting out of hand.
I know. I've had withdrawal symptoms, man. I haven't slept. I haven't eten. I've lost weight. Well, hopefully.
I could probably.
I could say that I've lost weight. That's not been happening around our house.
Yeah, I'm literally stuffing my face while I'm on the stream. That's why I'm muting myself. Because I need to, shove all the food in my face.
I hit a new high today in terms of weight, and I was thinking, you know what I should do instead of daily videos or daily live streams? I should hit the daily trail and go for a daily walk.
Yeah.
I've got a friend right on the other side of the room here in the basement that has been calling my name every day, and I keep telling myself, I'm going to get on it. I'm going to get on it, and I just don't.
I've been saying with my bike. I've been saying with 2 weeks. Still haven't ridden my bike once.
It's just so easy just to be home,
Mm-hmm. It was the most, it was so anxiety inducing because luckily my missus convinced me to wear a mask. I was like, I'm only going around the block, just around our streets. But people just didn't care. They kept walking right past me. I would stop and try and tuck in and let people pass and stuff. Yeah. No, it's crazy. Yeah, this is the thing though. It's not so much about how careful you are. It's about how careful other people are. It's not cool.
But got another donation from Polly Bricks. Polly, you don't, or Christina, you don't have to donate all the time. She says, "Hey, y'all in the comments with the what's that emoji? Is that the star happy face eyes?" Yeah. Okay.
So where are you from, Cut the Craggle?
Cardiff, South Wales, in UK.
Okay.
Ah.
That's interesting because I feel like in our area when we've gone out for walks and stuff like that, people have actually been fairly respectful of it. Like, yeah, you're all in a park and you got people passing, but like just on the sidewalk, like basically both people as you're crossing get off the sidewalk, one in the grass on one side, one in the grass on the other, and then you pass by and move on.
It's really weird when you go out. Like it does seem that way. Like people are like they're skirting around you and stuff, and it's so weird. Like you've never felt like you had like a leprosy or something until now.
Yeah. If it weren't for this situation, you'd be offended by it. Like, oh, what?
What do I smell bad? What's going on?
I love when people stay away from me. They do that anyway, so it's great. You know, they're like, oh my goodness, get away from me! I'm like, what did I do? I just walked across the street. So.
One thing I'd like to kind of see stay, I think, we went to get groceries earlier this week, and they had like the plexiglass thing up in front of where the person's scanning your groceries in between you. And I'm thinking, that'd be kind of nice for them to have, because how many people, even without coronavirus going around, how many people want to be coughed on or sneezed on or whatever from customers all day? It didn't really impact her job that she was doing. You could still communicate just fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these hygiene things will probably stay. Maybe not forever, but for a long time, I think.
Well, what I was reading the other day was they think that like these type of situations where we're all sort of in quarantine or lockdown, whatever you want to call it, will probably happen a few times intermittently over the next sort of 3-4 years as like the virus sort of comes back, as people sort of, start interacting more. They have to, put the measures in place again, and then we'll have the second.
I can't deal with this again.
I think what you'll see is that like they're going to get over this curve or whatever they're calling it, and everything's going to be like, okay, we're kind of safe to go back out, but you're going to see these little hot spots peak up. Like all it's going to take is a kid to get it out of school, and then that town has coronavirus. Yeah, you may not have it nationally or whatever, but it's going to be these little pockets, I think.
Until there's a vaccine, I think it's always going to be a problem like that.
Yeah, vaccine that'd be the end of that, I suppose.
They've started trying to do some treatments and cures and whatever. Not necessarily the point of having a vaccine yet. And my wife, talking in some of the research and stuff she was looking into, apparently vaccines typically take 12 to 18 months to research.
Wow.
So, how scary is that this thing just crept up in November and what that could mean. But beyond that, these people that have recovered from it in some other countries so far, there's been, I think, 3 different countries now that have had a second wave of people who have quote unquote recovered and then been reinfected.
Oh, see, I was under the impression that once you got it, you were good to go. Because in the beginning, I was like, I just want to get it and get it over with.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to die. I'm not too old.
Well, you can't say that.
I'm not
you
sick.
Don't know.
But then the thing is, I see a 34-year-old dude that dies of it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want that to happen.
Do you know what's really scary as well? Is that I've read things where people have caught it and they've, sort of just beaten it off naturally and not felt that bad. And then they've caught it again. And the second time, then they've had to be ventilated.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like the first time it wasn't that bad for them. And they've tested positive. They've had it, got over it, then caught it again. And then they've had to go into hospital. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of why we're leaning, I don't say we're leaning towards, but that's why my wife's of the belief that the only real way that we're going to end up getting rid of this is by getting an actual vaccine that our bodies can take and create the proper antibodies so that we don't end up getting it again. And until
we just go on full lockdown for 2 weeks, and that's that.
That would stop it. If you could literally keep everyone in, you could stop it, but you're never going to be able to do that.
This is why I tell you when the Jesus Christ will heal you from the corona. So
that's the big question, though, is these people that have quote unquote, been reinfected. It's what they don't know is, were they really reinfected, or did it just lie dormant within them and then came back out?
Yeah.
So either could be true. I don't know.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory that the Mayan calendar was misread and the end of the world is 2021, not 2012, and this is the start of the apocalypse?
We're off to a.
It's that Mayan calendar again. That thing every year there's a reason why.
What do people expect? Like they had to end the calendar at some point, right? They're probably like, I think we're good at this point. 2012, I think we're all right.
It's a never-ending calendar. Right now, we've got a team full of people continuing to work on day after day, moving the calendar forward right now.
Yeah, my fiance studied archaeology, and she really hates that conspiracy because there's literally nothing in Mayan, sort of like artifacts or anything that predicts the end of the world. It's literally just that's as far as they got with the calendar before their civilization died out. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you thought the year Y2K bug was issue, you imagine what the year 10K crisis is going to be. Think of that, going from a 4-digit rollover to a 5-digit rollover. Holy smoke!
That's gonna be bad. I don't know how much we're gonna have to worry too much about that. You know,
As soon as we hit that, we're going back to the time of Christ, right?
Possibly.
000.
Just resets.
Yep.
Like old vehicles when you hit 100,000 miles. Or was it? Yeah. In some older vehicles, you could only go to 99,999. It would just go back to 0.
Yeah.
You have to wonder how many times it rolled over.
Yeah.
Those are the days.
I can't tell if that's a good or a bad thing, or maybe I'm too dumb to figure this out.
Wasn't that in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, or they were driving it in reverse? Weren't
Yeah, they tried driving it in reverse, and then spoiler alert, it went out the back of the.
Spoiler alert for
Yeah.
40 or 50-year-old movie.
How I Met Your Mother as well. He was getting right close to it, and then the car broke down with only 2 miles to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Speaking of spoilers, should we talk about Lego Masters? Should we talk about?
I mean, I've been spoilers, know the result, and I've seen the builds. They were cool.
If you're in the chat right now, this may be the time you want to bail out for just a minute or maybe longer, because we're going to talk about the show last night. If you haven't seen it yet, now's your chance. Now's your chance to run.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you a couple seconds here to click the button. Someone's like making a sandwich right now. Their hands have stuff all over. They run into their phone.
So wasn't it crazy how they brought Mel back in and he ended up winning the whole thing?
That was
Oh
nuts.
yeah.
Oh, that would happen.
Oh.
They should. I mean, they could conceivably bring him back one day with like an all-stars type thing. If they, you know how like Survivor, they do that sometimes where they have so many seasons. It's like, well, let's have all the best people come back in. But the show last night, what'd you guys think?
I'm okay with it. I like it.
Way too much.
The builds were really cool. The peacock stood out, and then obviously Boons and Mark. They're an amazing idea, and I think aesthetically, I can see. Is it Tyler and Amy? I want to say
Tyler and Amy. Yeah.
I mean, the serpent and the griffin did look really cool.
Yeah.
Like aesthetically, they were really great.
I wasn't super impressed with Boons until they started showing the close-ups on it with the paint splattering all over the wall. And I'm like, dude, that's really awesome. I was pulling for those guys to win, but with the storyline that the show was trying to write out, and they really did a good job of this, it's obvious why Tyler and Amy won. I mean, with the multiple hype ups on, hey, we're having a baby. This $100,000 would be wonderful for the baby's nursery or whatever they're talking about. The family comes on, they share that they're having a baby, and then you just can't have Mark and Boone win after all that.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, looking at the three models, though, I felt like it was the most deserving personally.
Yeah.
They're always good with the character creations.
I think that it was also really interesting how each of the three builds, I thought, really represented each of the teams well, like based on all the earlier stuff that they've done. You know, Boone's very technical, a lot more squared type stuff, because I think they're more in that engineering side of things. You had Sam and Jessica are very artistic in this kind of like lots of.
I'm surprised they made it as far as they did.
Well, that would have been another good storyline, the Sam and Jessica one, where they come into it not knowing each other. They have struggles working together. They almost get voted off several times, and then they come back and win. It would have been a great storyline as well. The most boring storyline would have been Mark and Boone, who were consistently good throughout it, and they just win.
Well, I mean, that's a win for YouTube. So.
I don't know if it stood out to you guys, but Mark and Boone, when you got to the final there, the ones who won it, Mark and Boone were the only ones that had minifigures incorporated into the model at all.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Minifigureless.
You know, I had this thought about the husband and wife couple. Like, I there's something about them. Like, they seem like good people and everything, but there's something about them that seems a little manipulative.
I went on. People were like,
what if she's not even pregnant? Wouldn't that be something? They just like told this story to get like the sympathy, and then they're like, "Ha!" I don't think that's the case, but
that crossed my mind when they first started.
The ultimate plot twist.
I think
really
the one
kind
way
of
that
felt like, oh, could that be a cry for attention? Is kind of what went through my head when it first came up. I'm like,
we kind of had this joke about if you wanted to top that, you could be like, you know, if I win the $100,000, I'm going to donate to kids with cancer, and then they're like, oh shoot. we can't not have this person win now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you have to have a bigger. It has to be something bigger than you winning the money. I think.
I've got a good question for you guys.
That conspiracy. I think Amy was getting a little bit chunky during the filming of the show, so they're like, okay, let's say that she's pregnant. So.
You're in no position to call anyone chunky.
Anyway,
this is why women hate you, Fab.
Hey, this is just a conspiracy theory. We're kind of building off of this, okay?
Question for everyone in the chat and on the call: what was your favorite build from the entire series? Which one stood out to you the most?
I don't know.
That's really tough. I need to see like a chart of them all or something to kind of recap them.
I really want to know how Aaron and Christian would have done if they made it to the finale.
Oh, you were fanboying them, weren't you?
They were my favorite team.
Well, after Mel and Jermaine got voted off, I was going for Aaron and Christian, and they got kicked off. And then I was like, okay, I'm going.
Dude, I'll tell you, the one that they got voted off on, they definitely deserve to get voted off on. When they were like, "Hey, let's have this robot bake sale or whatever."
Oh yeah,
I'm just like, what are you smoking right now?
I think the storyline was garbage. The thing is that
bake sale. Like, what?
The storyline was garbage, but the build overall was fine. I think it was still better than Sam's and Jessica's, personally.
I think they dropped the ball huge on that though, because they had the computer programmer and they had like this robot villain or whatever it was supposed to be, and they could have made this awesome like Tron-like world or something like that, where you're inside a computer program and like racing cars or doing something nuts. Instead, they're like, let's build this office building with a bake sale outside.
It didn't.
I'm like, what?
Storyline really killed this one. I don't feel like their builds were because of stats, but storyline killed.
Something I did see was that apparently the Australian version season 2 starts Sunday, and I went back and watched their finale of last season, and the 3 final builds were some of the winner was one of the best I think builds I've probably seen in Lego. I recommend it. It's Poseidon versus a serpent, and the detail is probably one of the best builds.
Oh
I've
yes.
seen. There's a clip on YouTube so you can watch it. Okay. I mean, it's incredible. And
is there an avenue to watch the whole season at all?
No, I think what I've noticed is that I tried to watch the American season and it seemed only available in America. Same with the UK version of it. I think it's just geographically, but some people have uploaded clips on YouTube. So the Australian
here's how to watch it. You get on a plane, you buy your $22 ticket, fly to Australia, stay there for 10 weeks, 11 weeks, however long. Watch the show and then come back.
I mean, it's
you pay $20 tickets. Australian tickets are really expensive still.
So in all fairness, I wasn't talking to watch the new one coming, right? So I'm curious. The old ones are the ones more that.
Yeah, I would love to sit down and just binge like the entire series of one of those.
Well, what they got UK?
I did that with the UK version the other day.
Yeah, Clark.
I noticed that
he was loving the show, and like I had to explain to him, this is the last one. Like, there's not one after this.
Yep.
He's talking about how he gets inspired from the show, and I'm just like, dude, this is what they're looking for.
Man,
dude.
that's awesome.
I will say one thing though, Greg. If you do show them clips of the Australian one on YouTube, they do swear, which made me really surprised. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, Lego show.
I did not know that.
Yeah. on the Australian one, anything goes. They do swear.
They're not
bombs, but I mean, the language is a bit more. I don't know.
I've got a question about the American version, because in the UK one, each week they selected one of the teams, and they had like a sort of highlight clip of like their background, how they got to Lego Masters, what they built at home. Did they have that in the American one? Like, did you get each week?
Very minimal. Very minimal. They really didn't give a lot of background on these.
Because like in the final, you had one of the 3.
I feel like the American one, I know they're doing this for entertainment factors, but like if they just got rid of the guest hosts and like Terry Crews breaking through the wall and focus on the builds and the contestants, like I want to know about them. When I talked to Iceberg about this, I'm like, I didn't even like, if I didn't know that you were a Lego YouTuber, I wouldn't even know that you were a Lego YouTuber from the show. Like they should have focused more on like, what's these people's stories? Like, where are they from? What do they do? Like, how did they get here?
I could have done without the guest hosts. The only good one was the writers of the Lego Movie. That was like the only one that made sense.
Really, I like the Terry one. The writers didn't seem to add any. Like Terry Crews was really high energy.
I don't know who Terry Crews is. I don't.
He's the dude that came through the wall with no shirt on.
I know that.
Look at it like this: if they ever needed to replace somebody, Terry Crews would be perfect to replace Will Arnett.
No,
I like Lego and Will. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys remember with ATT when Nick Cannon left, Tyra Banks took over. Everyone hated Tyra Banks, and then Terry Crews took over, and he just brings this really bubbly energy and he's very entertaining. So.
But with these guest hosts, like, did they, apart from them obviously guest judging, did they incorporate them into the episode? Like, for example, again, the UK one, there was a guest host, Bill Bailey, a comedian, and so the contestants were challenged to build a sculpt of his head out of Lego, which was quite funny.
It was just kind of like a gimmicky like addition.
Yeah.
It really felt
we're all actually like diehard Lego fans, so it was quite cool because then they talk a little bit about their personal history of Lego, so they're almost justifying why they were on the show. But there was no one sort of too gimmicky. Whereas what I've seen in the US, it felt like the show comprised of two things: fake drama and gimmick guests. And I don't know, but with the UK one, it felt like it was a lot more about Lego. So even when they had the surprise guests on, it was about their connection to Lego and what they felt about Lego. And even then, they found a way to, like, as Rogue said, to incorporate that into the challenge. I mean, one of the things I really liked is that one week the guests on there were children from the school. And they came in and they basically told a story, like a short story that these kids had all written. They were like, 5 or 6. And then the teams had to incorporate that story and make a set.
Yeah, they already did that
story. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think they were worried that the American audience couldn't handle just a show about Lego. They needed like some type of something else.
They made the show worse. That I didn't like it.
They need some drama.
The most questionable one was when they brought Blossom on. I forget her real name. Was it?
Something Alec or something.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. And they didn't even explain like her connection to Lego. Like essentially her connection to Lego is that she was on Big Bang Theory, which they happened to make a Lego set about. Outside of that, there was nothing there.
Outside of the kids coming in, the school thing, I felt like the guests added absolutely no value.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Oh, so they did down the US one as well, did they? The kids coming in.
Yeah, they did that.
Okay.
Yeah, and the kids had to come up with like zany ideas that the contestants then had to create those ideas into.
And that was cool. I thought that added a lot to that particular episode and kind of threw a fun twist in. All the other people, like, they show up, they go around and they kind of critique and just look at what the contestants are building. Right. But then they're not even involved in the judging or anything. So they just they leave before the end of it. And it's like, why were you there?
It's kind of for the banter, I think, with Will. Is all it kind of comes down to.
It was.
Did they do the thing where like they separated the teams? Because like in the UK one, their teams of 2, which I think is the same as US. But what they would do sometimes is they like separate them and go, okay, this is your challenge to build this without your teammate. And then halfway through, then they bring the teammate in and they'd have to finish the build without the third person to see how well they sort of worked individually and as a team without being able to sort of be there at the same time.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
That'd be cool,
though. Quick question as well regarding the final builds. Again, I'm sorry to keep comparing, but the UK one, for example, the winners and second place were both displayed in a museum, I think for either 6 months or a year in London.
Okay.
Yeah. Were the winning builds of the US version?
Lego House. They get put in the Lego House?
No, you idiot. Not in the Lego House. Legoland, New York.
Be respectful,
Okay, same thing.
Oh, they're going.
No,
they're
it's
going,
not.
They're going
Legoland, New York is where they're
Legoland. You're right. I found that one interesting though because I'm like, that was it's supposed to the grand opening. I think was supposed to be April or May or something like that.
June or something.
Whatever. It was supposed to be coming up, and I'm like, great, it's going to be there. It might be one of the only things there.
Yeah, my friend and I were texting.
There won't be any people, but that'll be there.
Yeah,
my friend.
It'll be there. No one will see it, but it'll be there.
Yeah, I said to my friend, it'll be in Legoland, New York when it opens next year.
Oh
God.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
I'm worried about this summer. Like I had so many big plans. Like it's the time of year that I wait for all. Like we have like the freedom and the time, and then it's like we can't do anything.
Nope.
I wish this would have happened like last October. That way, like it would have been right after summer, which we did all this fun stuff, and it's like, hey, school shut down, whatever. You know?
I do kind of think though, maybe if it happened in like really bad weather, people might actually be worse. Like the same because it's starting to get sunny here in the UK. People are sort of flouting the rules and going out to the beach and stuff.
Yeah,
but I feel like if it was like pouring down with rain or there was like really horrible wind and stuff like that, really bad weather, it would sort of affect like people's mental health even more. At least with this, you can sort of open your back doors, open your windows, sit in your garden. Do you know what I mean? If you literally just and being grey out, I think it almost would feel like you're trapped even more. Maybe.
I see a ton of people just outside working in their yards and doing stuff now, which is nice.
Yeah,
I see people like families actually going for walks, which is good to see too.
Yeah, our weather got really cold here this week, and we started getting a lot of snow and stuff.
Oh, God.
It got
we woke up
really
with like
miserable.
flurries this morning.
Yeah.
You woke up with furries this morning? What?
Furries.
Beef ab.
Oh, beef ab.
Good morning. There's gonna be a box suit right next to Greg.
BFAB's starting to remind me of those Lego guest house all of a sudden.
BFAB is the Terry Crews of our show here.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm telling you, if I was on Lego Masters Season 2, I have no talent when it comes to building, but I have a very great personality, and I think I'd do well on there.
No.
Iceberg basically said that. He said that if,
I'm out.
Iceberg said if you had a good personality, even if you can't build that well, they would have you on the show just because that's more what they're looking for than like they don't care how you build. They want you to be entertaining. But I don't know how you get through. Like you could be so entertaining, but if you can't build for crap, they're not gonna.
The people at the end of it, I think, had both of that, right? They were recognizable people by the end, and all of them did amazing things, way better. I mean, I'm not even in a conversation relative to them.
Yeah.
I'd be the person that grabs the bat from Will Arnett and starts chasing people around with the bat.
You had a bat?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, during the the explosion,
Space
episode, Big Bang, whatever.
That'd be perfect. They'd be like, this crazy guy's chasing everybody around with the bat. I'd be the guy that like starts like smashing up people's creations. Be like, hey, you see this? No ball.
Yeah. So you were talking about the most recognizable or memorable builds from the show.
Yes.
And kind of thinking back, I only remember two more, and it's interesting enough that I think they're both Tyler and Amy's, the ones that I think stood out to me. The one was the what was it? It was the alien kind of devouring planet or whatever with the in. And then the other one that really stood out to me, which the judges didn't like at all, but I loved, was the telescope with all the stuff kind of hanging off around it and everything.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was. They didn't really focus much on that. Like they didn't really talk about that.
That's
much
where
that
the tree clock thing won.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool concept. It
was cut in half.
Better.
I saw someone said they loved Boone's roller coaster. It was just unfortunate that it didn't work.
I like Aaron and Christian's Fairground from the first episode. That was
an awesome start to a first episode. As a guy that's really interested in like Lego amusement parks, that was so cool to start that off with, like them making this giant table of all their creations was so neat.
Did they stay in the studio for the whole series, or did they do anything outside in the real world?
No, they never left.
Oh, see, in the UK one, they normally go outside for at least one episode. I think in series 1, they had to build some like structures in the studio and then take and incorporate them into like woods. So you have people
like a golf course,
and in the second series, they went to a miniature golf, and they had to like create obstacles that would work, and then they played like crazy golf with them then. And they had
they didn't do any of that.
Oh, see,
I feel like the second drama show. I hope they'd focus more on the builds and the people than the drama. But I think
I think they felt like the Lego audience is so small that they're trying to incorporate people that wouldn't ordinarily just watch a Lego show, and I guess maybe it worked. We do have a question here from Star Wars fan 24/7 says, "Is there any way to watch Lego Masters without having Hulu? Does anyone know the answer to that?"
I saw
Hulu.
the Twitter account of the show saying if you had Fox, you can watch it online. There was like a Fox link and a Hulu link. So if you have Fox in the US, you can watch it.
And you don't have to have any subscription for that. Like if these guys want to watch it.
I'm not sure.
On the phone app, you don't need a subscription to at least watch the live stuff. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can tell you because I can check it here real quick. But I'm not sure about the on-demand versions.
Okay. Sorry if you didn't watch the series yet. We just spoiled the end. But I think you'll still enjoy watching it if you go through. And you'll know about all the things that we talked about as you come through. And you see Terry Crews bust through a wall, or Blossom sitting there talking about how she doesn't know anything about Lego, but she's on the show.
Yeah,
it might be available on demand.
On the show. Clearly, it was just
I think she had like a thing with Fox, and they're like, "Hey, we need you here," and she's like, "Oh, okay."
So like, Big Bang Theory just ended. We know you're not going to be getting any acting jobs anytime soon. For $10, will you be on the show? So
they're like, "We'll pay for your buffet lunch if you come on here."
Season 2, what they need to do is get you on there, Greg, because then you can do the Lego and the fake drama.
I mean, it would be fantastic. I would be exposed in the first episode, and they're like, "Make an amusement park," and I'm like,
Classic Land.
I'm like, Classic Land is becoming a thing, and I built like this little janky thing, and everyone else has these awesome coasters and things, and I'm just like, okay, that was fun. So you really have to come in with like a bang, I think, if you're going to be that guy that's going to be the entertainer. You got to really do your thing in the first episode, enough that they're like, this is so entertaining that we need to find a way to get him through to the next episode. What if they were like not voting anyone off, and then they're just like, they do that every single time?
Oh my god!
until you do something right, and then they're like, oh yeah, Sam and Jessica, you're voted off.
I'm a little surprised they didn't do something like the audience votes by having like a phone in or something. They didn't do that in the UK, but I first thing I thought of when I saw it going to the US, I thought they're gonna do like a phone poll or something.
It's not live though. Like, it's all
that's not done
pre-recorded.
live. Yeah, this is pre-recorded. So
Polybrick says Fox has an app that you can watch it on for free. So if you guys do want to watch it.
What I meant was I thought they would like put a phone number at the end of one episode, and then you'd like have a week then to call in, and at the start of the next episode they'd announce then like who got voted off or something like that. Maybe just like in the end of it, the finale or something.
That'd be kind of cool if they would have held the last episode and then like kind of got it all caught up to the point where you could vote and then have the people win. Be neat. But I think, like, from what I understand, it was pretty much already done filming when it came on air, right? Like,
they filmed back in like December or something.
Okay.
Live TV is really hard to do, so it's like the people that like the ATTs that manage to do it, but they have like huge budgets, so.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the hope is that because now UK had season 2, Australia's got season 2, then you'd assume that America would get season 2 at some point.
Well, BFAB said the ratings weren't so hot.
Yeah, they're not. No, the ratings keep dropping. I don't know how the finale did, but like it kept dropping, then it got up at 1, and then it dropped again. I haven't seen the finale ratings, but yeah.
We'll
like you never want a TV show to continually drop. Like,
you
know, you want it to stay at least steady in the first season. So.
I think they could have done better had they made people connect with the players in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just not enough time for that, though. I don't know.
Well, like Rogue said, that was, I think, a big strength of the UK one. It was that you'd see a bit more of like who the contestants were. You'd see them at home. You see that their Lego collections. They talk a little bit about how they got into Lego and their daily life, and you got to know them, their personalities, their background. So when you were rooting for someone, you had that bit more of a connection with them.
Yeah,
I remember the finale of the first season. I want to say at least 30, if not 40% of it was all videos from showing them at home, their families, what they're building, and designing the final build, and then the rest was actually them building it and
Yeah, because I think I'm not sure about season 2, but I remember season 1 they had to go away for like 6 weeks to come up with the final big build.
They gave them a lot of time.
You saw them sort of in their homes, and like the 2 winners were 2 teachers. You saw them in the garden, and they were like sort of like acting out the build because there's a life-size build of this person
really cool.
with like a child bursting out the back of them, the inner child. It was really cool.
That's how I used to watch a show with Mrs. Brickitect way back in the day called Project Runway. And it was essentially Lego Masters, only they would design dresses, like garments and things. And that's how they handled their finale as well. They came down to the final 3 people. They would send them home for X number of weeks to work on like a runway collection. And then they would come back and show off like this amazing, like all the stuff that they were capable of where they weren't confined to having to do it in, one day or whatever.
Yeah.
And that would determine the winner, which I guess they kind of did in this. They gave them at least 24 hours to make these builds. And they did I think a fairly good job. We have a Ryan spotting in the chat. He says, "Good morning."
Did he just wake up?
You bum. You bum.
Imagine.
He's like, I'm going to set my alarm for 9 a.m. every day.
Ryan, it's
what was he sleeping in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously that I think the winning couple were pregnant, but I was a little bit surprised that they didn't sort of lean more into the sub-story thing, because it's something I see a lot of when I watch American reality TV is that, like on, say, America's Got Talent, they're always like, oh, my dad died and my mum left me with 2 quarters and
you want to pull at your emotional heartstrings and get you connected with the characters, and they just didn't do a great job out of here.
That's the thing. Like I admit all of the builds at the end I thought were all fantastic and they all could have won. But how do you have 2 dudes and that lumberjack dudes win when you have this husband and wife that are pregnant, their family's there, they just announced that they're having a baby? How do you not have them win?
Yeah,
you can't.
I just hope that she's actually not pregnant. That would be hilarious. Sorry,
I think she is.
I was at the buffet too much, and so I got a little chunky. So they had to lie and say that I was pregnant. You know, so that'd be.
I think
Yes,
she is. I think
precious.
B-Fab's the
From
father.
They're a super cute couple though too. Like the one time when she's like, you know, one of her hobbies is to be stargazing, and I'm just like, oh man, these people are like the ultimate couple. Then I'm starting to wonder, like, as I see it go on, I'm like, are these guys like for real, or is this like, are they playing some type of role here?
I think they are. I mean, I know that Tyler used to do stuff for the Brick Show back in the day. And he's also the dude that designed Stitch, but I don't know if they're actually. I'm assuming they're a real couple. I don't know why they'd lie about it. You know?
No, I think they're a real couple. I just don't know if like the storyline behind them is 100% real, but I'm assuming that it is, right?
I'm gonna just start a rumor, guys. The reason why they said she was pregnant is because she was chunky. Okay, everyone spread that rumor, get it trending.
No,
Don't you dare!
That's
Don't.
not.
B-Fab. This is why
There's a lot of hate.
this is like what you did to Polly
B-Fab
Bricks and why she had to light you up, B-Fab.
Yeah. You tell them when they look like they're 40. You tell them they're chunky. You wonder why they don't like you.
God.
Yeah,
Is
they're saying,
this
nope,
your like
B-Fab.
opening line off like Tinder? Like, hello, I've matched with you. You look chunky. Are you 40?
Oh, that's why I'm not getting the matches. I thought it was something else.
B-Fab Ryan wants a conspiracy video. Just saying.
Oh, that'd be good. Lego Masters.
Oh no, I will get queued up by the Lego
The people
Masters. I can't wait to get a bunch of emails. You know, like.
But all the conspiracies that you have in the video, they're all made up by you and not true in any way.
Honestly.
That's funny.
Oh, am I right to show
Make a
something off real
conspiracy
quick?
video and say that all the bricks in Lego Masters are actually mega constructs.
Oh my goodness.
That would be bad.
It doesn't get any worse than that.
No. Am I right to show something off real quick?
To do what?
Okay.
Yeah. There's the Lego Porg asked in the chat. I got this kind of rarish item on day. I don't know if anyone's seen this before.
Oh, let me bring it up here.
Let's put this down. It's the VIP minifigures set from 2012. I don't know if anyone else has seen this before.
Oh.
That's
So
cool.
I did a bit of research on it. So back in 2012, Lego asked VIPs to vote for the 5 favorite collectible figures, and so they released them as a special set. So you got the Elven Warrior, the Gorilla Guy, Blacktron Alien's really cool, the Fisherman, and the Mummy. It's just a nice kind of collectible set from 2012. He just asked to see it in the chat, so I thought, why not?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So are they recolors or are they actually the same as the minifigs that came originally?
The same as the one originally. So I think
Okay.
at this point those series had retired, so it was just a way to get them back. So
Wait, I mean the Scorpion's different though, right? The it's gold compared to the red one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. So it might be
Yeah,
some
and then
subtle
also the
differences.
Fisherman's pole. What color is that?
This one is, I believe, just in black. Yeah.
Okay, then that's not different. I know they
Okay.
made like 2 changes. What color is his fish too? Like, does he have his fish in
The
him?
fish is silver.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
think they
not.
changed it,
No,
yeah.
that's not a different
Yeah.
color. Yeah, but the Bubby has a different color Scorpion. The Series 3
Okay.
Bubby had a dark, like maroon looking.
dark
It's
red.
got, yeah, the fish is also different, I guess.
Okay. But yeah, it's just
Alright,
a
let's
nice
go
kind
back.
of set from 2012. I think at the same time they released the mini
Fascinating.
modular set as well.
Yeah,
great.
this one. Like I remember, it had like orange packaging, and it was basically 4 figures from the CMF line, but they were like recolors. So you had like a different color cheerleader. You had like the hippie, but he had like a different color outfit and different hairpiece on.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, some nice ones. But yeah, just a nice little minifigure set I found online. Quite hard to come by for some reason. Don't know why.
I had a question
Yes,
for you
Mark.
guys. It's unrelated to that, but are you signed up for Lego VIP text messages by chance? Anyone?
Yeah,
What
I
is
get
that?
it.
Did you guys do
It's
that thing
annoying.
last night? They texted and they said, what did they say?
I
Are you
hope you're
watching
watching
Lego?
Masters.
Are you watching the finale? What a ride it's been. Reply finale to receive a coupon tomorrow morning for a free space ride set with your next Lego order.
I didn't do that.
Wait a minute, that's not the
That's
idea set, is it?
Yeah, it's
It
that little
probably is.
space ride. It's the little rocket ship. It's like a $13 value. The blue and red one that kind of moves back and forth.
What?
I got the code for it. I just want to know the stipulations. Do you have to spend a certain amount of money?
I never
Or
heard my full message. I just thought blah blah blah. I'll be reading watching Lego Masters. I'm like, okay.
Could
When-
it
yeah,
be
so all you had to do
deal-
was reply finale to receive this coupon or whatever. And they
Yeah, what-
actually they legit just sent it. They sent it right before
wow.
we started this pod or the show.
Could it be the same?
Voice then.
With the VIP online, because I haven't done this myself, you know, the rewards, like the prints you get, could it be like that where you just redeem it, or do you have to like order something to go with it?
It said with your next purchase. They didn't say like you need to spend anything. So you could technically, I guess, spend $1 and maybe get it, but then you're going to pay shipping. So ideally, I guess you're going to spend 100, or you're going to not 100. You're going to spend $35.
Is there an expiry date?
Not from what I see here. It says here's your unique code, and my code is just kidding. We hope you enjoyed the show.
I don't have a little rocket ride, so I could drop some dough.
It was a fantastic.
I've got one. Yeah.
It's
great.
Probably just like all the other, right? If you redeem your VIP points and get the certificate for free things, you can't just get the free thing. You have to go and specifically purchase something else physical in order to get it.
I guess the good thing is
it says with your next purchase, so you do have to spend money, and I would assume that you don't want to pay for shipping, so you're probably going to want to spend something that's $35 or more.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I didn't know this was a thing. Like,
I don't need a second one, but I mean, if it's free, it makes sense.
Yeah. Or hey, May the 4th is just around the corner, so you could potentially stack it with that, maybe.
That's true. Cool. It doesn't have an expiration or anything. I mean, all this literally says is coupon tomorrow morning for a free space ride set with your next order. Codes will be sent after 9 a.m. Eastern on today, basically.
Time to take my parents' debit card and go shopping. What?
Yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy anything, but next time I'm on there, I'm going to.
It's a nice thing to have in reserve.
Yeah. I don't need a second one.
Can you imagine if you waited like 2 years and then tried it, and then was like, there was no expiration date on this text?
Yeah. I'm going to reply, Boone got robbed. That's my reply. I'm just kidding.
We get that trending.
No, I don't think it's not a trap. Cajun Yeti said it's a trap. I think it's legit. Like it really did come from Lego, and it probably actually does work. I don't know if anyone here has done it yet or not.
That's quite nice though. We didn't get anything like that in the UK one. That's quite nice.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing though that they should be throwing up on the VIP program to get people to use their points. Right now, all that's on there is like Prince and Xbox Live trials.
Legoland
tickets. Give us something on there. I'm willing to burn my VIP points for some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a raffle or whatever you guys are running right now for a signed whoever that is from Star Wars.
Maz Kanata, everyone's favorite Star Wars character.
Exactly.
It could have been worse. It could have been Rose.
Like here, no one applies.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. But no, you're right.
They're signed autographed BFAB photos, the shirtless.
No, nobody wants that BFAB. Nobody, not a single soul on this planet wants that.
Speaking of Rose, I remember looking at like the toy aisles back when The Last Jedi came out, and all the action figures would be gone, but you just had like a whole pull of just roses there.
Yeah, you had the Rogue One. It was all the Jyn Ersos. Last Jedi, all the roses. The new one, I don't know.
Nobody wants any girl action figures.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh, I forgot the Clone Wars is on tomorrow.
Awaken Builder wants to know, is that the setting you have to check under your profile to get text? Yeah, I forget why I did it. There was some reason to do it a while back, and they never send anything. Like the last one that I got was actually March 29th. I got something from them, but it's very rare, it seems.
I didn't know this was a thing. Nobody told me this was a thing.
Yeah, the last one I got says you'll get 2 free Lego Easter gifts when you spend $50. One for you, one for some bunny special.
I was in charge of marketing. A round of applause for that.
Can you get text in the UK on the VIP? I've not even been told.
I never knew about that. No.
No,
you guys are left out. Us Americans were privileged. Okay, so
shut up, BFAB.
Yeah, shut up, BFAB.
Oh, the soundboard is it's like 3-dimensional now. I like it.
It's evolving.
It's evolving. Operational. I should have everyone like I that's what I should have us do in the community stream. Everybody that came in, I should have them say "Shut up, BFAB," and then I put all of those voices on top of each other in one soundbite. So it'd be like 100 people saying the same thing.
Oh, that would be.
It would have been like 30 people.
If I ever do like a meetup or something, I'm gonna record everyone saying that.
BFAB. They're like, wait a second, who's BFAB?
Hey, Corey's here. Corey T or Corey YT, whatever he wants to be. Hello, I got to do my schoolwork. We're gonna be wrapping it up here soon. I'm trying to find some balance in my life, and doing these for hours and hours is not the way to do it.
And here's the thing, guys: if you were interested in the secret Patreon cult stream for $500 a month, you can deal with me on Poppy's cough syrup. Greg will get on Poppy's cough syrup. We'll all be on Poppy's. It's actually called the Poppy's call. So yeah.
It might be something.
It's Pappy's.
Yeah, our last Patreon stream got flagged for inappropriate content apparently, and then also our community stream got flagged at the very end as well. I'm assuming it was a YouTube glitch. I can only assume that to be the case because I've never had a video flagged in my entire life, and literally within 24 hours I had 2 videos flagged and taken down, both put back up though. So
I believe it's be like have the shirtless photo in the background that I sent you, Greg, and you had it up on your wall and then probably saw it.
No, that's in my dresser drawer actually.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So you didn't get the
okay, it's getting weird now.
That's on his nightstand next to his bed.
What did
It was
keeping
us on the rails though. It was so weird. Like I was like, okay, so these patrons actually they like pay to want to see these streams, you know, or see whatever content, and then someone like flags it. Like I don't think I could offend a patron. I think if you were offended, you probably wouldn't have joined. But at the end of the Patreon stream, I should upload it as a Mrs. Brickitect video, which she said I can announce today that Mrs. Brickitect channel is back online, boys.
Hey.
I think I will put the very end of that Patreon video up on her channel if she allows me, where Clark comes down and there's a whole lot of fart jokes that ensue and some hilariousness that happens, which is why I thought the person was like super offended by that. I'm like, it was just an innocent, like it was stupid, you know, but it was weird.
Did I miss something?
Cancelled or flagged because of that large donation? Because when I watched it back afterwards, it seemed to go straight after that.
It was so weird. Like I was literally like seconds away from ending the stream too. Like the one kid wanted to come on to show us his collection, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do that." And the stream's just done. It's still going on Twitch. It was so weird. And then like an hour later, I think Jim Blade told me it was back up. So
yeah, I messaged you. I sent you a screenshot of it because it was.
Yeah. It sucked though because it was such an awesome stream and everything was going so well, and then like that happened and it was like shoot.
I think it's because Jim Blade was on there. People like get him off there. They recognize Jim Blade was on there by himself with you. They're like, he's out.
YouTube's voice detector was like, we need to take this down.
It was every like 5 minutes.
So yeah.
Lego Pork says you pay $5 a month for fart jokes. I mean, yeah, of course. That is one of the tiers. $5 gets you fart jokes every month.
See you guys.
Oh, see you, Dave. Okay, we're gonna be wrapping it here pretty soon.
Also,
anyway,
Guy just texted me. He got off work early, so if I don't know if Jack, you want to pop back in.
You're welcome to come back in. We'll go for a couple more minutes.
Oh my god! What the heck is up with the echo?
My phone was being stupid.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, cause literally every round, it was Greg going, "I can't believe this is working," and Jim Blade going, "I told you it would work."
Dude, I thought it was gonna be a disaster trying to get people in. Like, I thought the entire chat was gonna be people spamming their Instagram thing, but it actually worked out really nicely, and I think we should do it again.
I had fun.
This time, include me. I'm clearly a better co-host. You know,
you're not a better co-host.
Jim Blade did a fantastic job. He made the whole thing possible.
He did. And I saw
I'd be so rude to people. Like, could he be talking? Like, are you talking over me? Get out of this stream right now.
Like, I saw a lot of people after posted stories of like saying thank you. It was really nice. So yeah,
no, this is the funniest thing when people said, "Oh, I've been watching Jim Blade for so long." I'm like, dude, you don't even talk to Jim Blade in the chat. I see your name. Don't be acting like you watch Jim Blade.
I will say this: like, I knew the people would be cool that come on. I was worried about the logistics of getting people on, but everybody that we had on was super respectful, super kind, showed their stuff, talked what they wanted to say. Like, it was all good. Like, it just worked. And I like the next one I'd like to do. I won't be able to enforce this whatsoever, but I like it to be people that didn't get a chance to get on.
I still have the names of people who joined.
That's good. Yeah.
All right, so we can cross-reference that and try to get people.
Welcome back, Shy.
Oh, we're not talking about Lego Masters. That was done. We do have to get Shy's opinion on Lego Masters. Wait, what do you say?
I wanted. Are you guys saying spoilers or?
Yes.
Yes.
We talked about it for like 20 minutes, so yeah, I'd say you can spoil it.
Okay, I wanted Boone to win.
Yes.
But I will say, I know my wife was really sad that Boone and Mark didn't win, but like you got to see it. If you were to look at all three of the sets, like which one would stand out the most in like a group
Boone
setting?
and Mark.
Like, because we like what they do as a whole, but
I don't have bias towards Boone. I'd have
Shy's right. If you walked up and you saw those three things sitting there, you'd look at that peacock first, probably. But then you would look at the married couples and be like, dang, that's pretty sick with it moving and doing that stuff. Like Boone's, I didn't like that much until they started really showing me the paint splatters and the stuff that's on it, I guess.
Like I love all three. Creatively, I love Boone's the most, but I think aesthetically, the other one, the peacock, and I think
you want to talk about one that
grabs you the most.
if you're gonna have this thing at Legoland and someone's just passing by it and looking around, you want the one that they're gonna like be like blown away by.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess the $1 million question overall, not just out of the 2 that made it to the finale, but out of everyone on the show, do you think the right people won?
I would like to see Aaron and Christian win.
Yeah, same.
I think Boone and the Tyler and Amy, I think they both had a really good resume on the show where it was like one of them was probably going to win one of the episodes. So it's really was kind of a crapshoot at the end.
Yeah,
I figured one of those 2 teams was going to win. I wasn't. I know for a fact Sam and what's her name wasn't going to win. Ragsy,
Jessica,
whatever her name is. Jessica, yeah, her.
I'm just glad they made a turnaround because I remember, like I've already said this a couple times. When I first saw Sam, I literally worked on my rant video. I was going to drop it, and then
and I warned you.
And I warned me.
Hey, don't, because it's gonna backfire. Because I know they go to the top 3. Like,
yeah, no,
I
give
were
him a chance. And I decided, like, okay, I won't be petty like that. I was just saying, like, he's very rude to women and stuff. I'm a hypocrite.
Whoa.
But,
yeah, how about it? She's not pregnant. She's just fat. Holy bricks, you're 45 years old. Like,
you look lucky.
To be fair, I wasn't all there at the time. Let's say the
You're not all there now.
Yeah, I agree.
I gotta stand. So I can't back down on something. You know, you can't back down.
Hey, but I talked you out of it. I told you, I'm like, hey, trust me, like it's gonna backfire. Like I know they're gonna.
I am glad I am not the same person that I used to be because, like, back in the day, you make me angry or I disagree, drop a rant is out within a day or 2. Now I'm just like, do I really need to do something like this? Yeah. Like, who does it benefit? And then, I feel like that's the good thing about maturing. Like.
I don't think you should. I think you just got more lazy. You're like, I'm just going to take me time to do this and do that.
You made the point.
Those videos, they get the views, though. I remember that one live stream was like, it was going nuts. The one in particular. And it was...
Years later, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but years later, you're like, you know what, maybe BFAB was right.
now, well, I don't know. I won't go that far. No, I won't say that. I will say some people tend to get offended when you share your honest opinion, even if you're not directly speaking about that person. If they start to think that maybe you're talking about them because they identify as whatever it is that you may be talking about, people get upset, and it's not much you can do about that. You just got to be honest and share what you think, and that's where I back you, BFAB. Like, if you want to make a video like that, so be it. You just, I guess, have to be prepared for the consequences of it.
Yeah. Agreed.
That was
so. If I didn't warn you, would you have made that video?
I totally would have. It was like a first impression video. I went off on a few people. I still have all the audio recorded.
Oh no!
Do it now. Put it out now.
Yeah.
Just be like, this is me when I didn't know anything.
Do like a retrospective.
Paulie Brick says, BFAB, rude to women. Who would have had any idea? Dripping with sarcasm.
Don't take it personal, Paulie. So you give us more money, Greg gives us all 1% of what he makes. So.
Unpopular opinion, but I'm really got my fingers crossed that Polly Bricks and BFAB are going to end up together.
Oh my god! Ew.
It would be so
awesome.
Y'all are weird.
That would be awesome.
BFAB got so scared that time I brought her on that he just left the stream for the entire time.
No, he went off for some private time.
Oh, okay.
Private time.
Poor BFAB.
To be fair, guys, just I'm not a mean person. I just was under something, so.
He was sipping the drink that day too.
Yeah, that's literally what I'm.
I feel like you use that excuse a lot, though. I don't know if you can use that all the time.
I've only done that one time on your stream, Greg, because I was like, drinking the good stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shoot, Greg is supposed to stream today. I'm like, I'm still all there for the most part. I'm like, I'll just pop on.
And BFAB wonders why I picked Jinblade to be my person that's inviting people. I see BFAB, he's like, oh, you guys, we'll type your name in here, we'll get you on. No.
He invites the same person 6 times.
Yeah.
We have a tip in the UK that you might be familiar with. It's called Alcoholic.
Oh. I mean. Call it what it is.
I was in a call with Ash, Michael, and Sands, and I totally was just like making a fool out of myself and just like fell asleep and was snoring. So
we have an answer from Polly Bricks.
BFAB, 100% no. No.
I think I could lower my standards for $100 million.
That's not what that said.
Money to say that as well.
I should have a disclosure in the description that says, I apologize in advance for anything BFAB may say or do in this stream. I'm not responsible for his actions, nor do I condone drinking. If you need help, call this number for this hotline.
Oh, you know what's funny? Some people do have that in their streams. They say, like, we're not responsible for anything BFAB says. I'm like, oh, okay.
So people are already doing this, huh?
BFAB got my video my live stream limited ads I did Easter night.
I was very passionate, okay? Like
passionate, by passionate.
You guys can comment on this. Why isn't BFAB British? He'd love the drinking culture here.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going.
Can I ban Imperial Officer 07 for that?
You can't. You donate it. BFAB maybe.
I can definitely ban.
I don't think that's gonna work out.
You know, BFAB is more into Lego Freak, not me.
Where is Lego Freak anyway? I'd like to know where he is. You know he has no life.
Yeah, BFAB and Lego Freak will be getting together in 4 months.
Oh my god, I hate you.
That picture's amazing.
Oh, we have a question. How can you watch UK Lego Masters? You guys know a secret?
Buy a plane ticket to the UK. Go there.
I gave it a Google, and I'm pretty sure it's over here. Channel 4. They have it online, so I believe you can still watch it there.
Yeah.
Or on demand.
Yes.
I should probably retitle this stream after it goes up to like spoiling Lego Masters or something, so people don't accidentally click it. Although there was lots of warning in there.
And just to say as well, like the US version, it might be geographically locked. I.e., if you're in the US, you might not be able to watch it on Channel 4 over here.
Great, I like the Stud's comment. The Stud left a very good comment.
Here's what we need. We need Rogue to somehow record the entire thing and then upload it to his channel.
How quickly can I get banned from?
You can make a burner channel and just have it up for like a day, I guess, for people to watch and have it.
You can put it unlisted and then just send them the link.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Could try that.
I don't know. My Patreon stream was an unlisted video, and that's the one that got taken down for offensive content, which is the weird.
Do you think that was the one who watched it flagged it then, or?
That's what my initial suspicion was. I was like, someone in my group, they were obviously watching it live. Like, so you would assume they were probably one of the most serious people that are like, hey, he's going live on Friday night. I'm going to be there to watch it. And I was like, something we did offended them to the point where they flagged my video because it wasn't open to the public. And I was like, dude, that is so weird.
Accident?
Nice, strange.
Initially, I was like, it's either an accident, or someone was really offended, or someone joined and are paying each month just to like flag my videos.
Yeah.
Or it was a YouTube thing where it was a glitch, and that kind of, I think, was what happened. I wouldn't
put it past someone, because you get people who like literally subscribe just so they can dislike every video you post.
Here's the thing, like, I think a lot of videos do get flagged. Like, you could flag this video right now, but what's supposed to happen is that a member from YouTube will watch that video, even if it's like an hour-long live stream, supposedly, and they'll determine whether it should be taken down, and then they do, right? And then you can appeal it and have it brought back up. Someone else will look at it. In this case, during the Chima virus, I think that whole process is eliminated, and they're just having like robots do this, and maybe they're even having robots flag videos because people aren't there to watch them. I don't know, but it got weird. I'm surprised no one flagged this one yet, because it's been pretty offensive with BFAB at least.
I mean, if that was the case, a lot of people's streams would be down. Like, for some reason, I tend to offend people. I don't know why. I love all you guys.
Because you don't know how to shut up.
Did you know that you could flag a video for spam or misleading content?
You could,
yeah.
There's a comment. Brandy Jansen wants to know how they can join Patreon.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Go to patreon.com/brickitect. No, patreon.com/brickitect. You can join there. I do like posts. I do photos. I like text posts, photos. I like a weekly video where it's just for patrons. And then we do a live stream every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, where it's just me and the patrons, and we talk about whatever. They're really good. Not always about fart jokes, but Clark came down at the last minute. People are like, I want to see Clark. He comes down the stairs, and then fart jokes ensue. There may have been some farting. I ended the stream basically like this. And then the stream I get up the next morning, they're like, the stream was taken down for offensive content. I'm like, Clark, you're so offensive.
Oh my god, too much for YouTube.
Yeah, the time has come to execute order, flag the stream. I'm surprised more people haven't tried doing that, I guess.
I think that it depends. I feel like there has to be a certain amount of people that more than one person. I can't speak.
They must predict people are going to do it for, say, a laugh.
Can you imagine, if they actually looked at everything they got flagged, how much time that would take? somewhere.
You know, that'd be crazy. Yeah.
Because I don't think you can put a timestamp in. Maybe you can, but like, so they would have to sit down and watch an hour and 20 minutes of us talking about Lego Masters to find that point where we offend people or whatever. That job could be kind of cool, but also kind of sucky at the same time, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably just watch maybe 30 minutes and they're like, screw it, it's good.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten lunch yet. I should get lunch.
Yeah, I think it's about time to wrap because
I was eating during the stream, which was the greatest thing ever.
I want my ramen.
Speaking of wraps, I want to wrap now.
So what's our schedule going to be here, guys? What
Every
day,
Saturday.
What time are we doing this?
Every Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Every time I'm off work, Greg, I will send you my schedule for the next 2 weeks. So.
We will stream specifically when you're at work.
Okay, BFAB's at work. That's when we stream. I won't know until BFAB sends me a schedule. But I'd like to do a weekly thing where everyone knows that can happen because I remember when we had these scheduled every day, like everyone, I think, kind of looked forward to that, but it just became like a little too much. So
yeah, totally. I mean, if you could do it maybe once a week, I think that would be great.
Yeah, like once a week for 2 hours or something where we just get it all out of our systems and say whatever we want to talk about. It keeps things fresh and fun and people know to expect it. Any day other than Friday, I think, would be a good day. So maybe like Saturday night or. Yeah. But these days, everyone's home all the time, so we could literally do this Thursday at noon and still have it be a thing. I don't know.
I was gonna say, like the time you do it, like today, for example, is great for say us in the UK, for example, because it's say 6 o'clock here, which is perfect. You know, so like.
I try to think about those people too, because it's tough for.
Which is very kind of you.
8 o'clock at night, you're at like 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight. So.
Greg, I'm spamming your Patreon link. So I need to stop doing it. So I'm just doing it more now. So.
It will. If you do want to join our Patreon, we'll have a live stream up tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'd love to have you in the chat. The more people that are there, the more fun it gets. I feel like for engagement and stuff. So.
Also, Cameron, hey, you said to stop spamming it. Please join the Patreon. I have to keep spamming it till you join. So.
All right. On spanning, on Lego Masters. Any other comments you guys want to say about anything that we talked about?
Yeah. I'm better than BFAB.
Okay.
My mom said the same thing. Are you sure you're not having a thing with my mom right now?
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
No,
I should have just ended it without asking, but thank you guys all for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And
I have something to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Perfect. That's how we'll end it.
Nice.
All right.